What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Coinbros. We got a special guest today with us in the back. He will be our guide with me through the greatest industry on the planet, the cryptocurrency space. He's actually got a parent-teacher conference today, so he gets a dad day with me. We're chilling, right? Thumbs up. You good? How you feeling about the market? Good or bad? Thumbs up. Yeah, I know. It's not good. So we're dumping today, baby. We're at like 66K on Bitcoin. Not what we wanted to see, obviously, but there are silver linings and everything. And let me tell you about some stories that are going down today, as we do every single day. Make sure you like and subscribe. So there's a couple of big things that happened, right? It's always buy the rumor, sell the news. So let's just start off with, why is Bitcoin dumping? Why is the whole market dumping? Solana's down to, I think, 80 something dollars, 83 bucks. We were just at 91. Bitcoin dumped from 90, or Bitcoin was at, what was it? Close. It was in the 70 range. We held there for like weeks. And now we're down at like 66. So we had a pretty fat dump. And it ain't looking good right now if you're just staring at the charts, right? People are getting pretty nervous, and there's good reason. So let's talk about some of the stories. So obviously the most important story is there was a 5-day halt on the war, right? Trump said there's a 5-day halt. There's no resolution. We're still in this thing. The price shot up when we said that we're putting a halt, right? So what does that tell you? Nobody really wants the war. The markets are kind of like dictating, the war is kind of dictating where the markets go, because people are uncertain, right? So what happens when people are uncertain? They pull their money out, they hold it, right? And nobody knows what's going to happen. And he just extended, basically there's no, like, we haven't made a resolution at all, right? And there's two on both sides. There's like Trump saying we're talking with them, they're saying, oh, we haven't said anything, blah blah blah. And now there is the Straits of Hormuz, which is what basically this whole war is about, right? It's about getting oil, and they've basically started to take a toll. So they're charging people now to get through the Straits of Hormuz, and I think it's like $2 million, which is, if you look at it from like a economic standpoint on their end, it's actually pretty brilliant. Imagine the amount of money those guys are going to make just to get like tankers and stuff through the Straits of Hormuz, which is where all the oil comes through, right? And it's like 35% of the world's oil. And now they're starting to charge people, but here's the kicker. You cannot use American money. You can't use the US dollar. You can only use the Chinese yuan, I think it's called. And here's something that could be kind of crazy for the industry. Guess what else they're accepting? Crypto. So you can use crypto to pay the toll to get through the Straits of Hormuz, right? So what does that mean? A lot of countries and places are going to be using crypto. Although it won't be from the U.S., right? The U.S., we're not allowed to, until this gets resolved or we come to a resolution. Crypto is one of the things that you're going to be able to pay to these guys to get through the Straits of Hormuz, which is, you know, obviously the war is horrible and like, let's open up the Straits of Hormuz. But if they're charging a toll now and you can pay in crypto, I mean, who knows what that'll do, right? So it's just one really strange connection to crypto, right? On a world scale, but it's the reality. That's what they're doing. So that's why there was a big price dump. There's also a few other things that happened. So David Sachs, who was like the crypto czar, right? I think he was in that position. He's like the guy that is supposed to be the expert in the White House for cryptocurrency. He was there for 130 days. He stepped down today. So he's no longer the crypto czar. For whatever reason, he stepped down. And that, you can look at it two ways, right? One, we just lost one of the only guys that understands what's going on in crypto in the White House. Or two, they're going to bring someone else in that's better, that they think will fit better. Or three, David Sachs just didn't have a sack, right? And he just quit. So we don't know what's going on with that, but we do know that the head of crypto in the White House stepped down today. So we'll see what happens with that. This happens, right? Like whenever there's a lot of bad news going on, or like there's all this uncertainty, the market gets directly affected and hit, right? So we'll see where we go. There's some people calling for a 50K Bitcoin. I mean, maybe we see that. I'll be buying the hell out of it if it gets down to 50K. I'll be selling my cars, and I'll be selling whatever I can sell to try to get as much Bitcoin as I can. But it's a reality, right? Like the world is in a weird place right now. We don't know what's going on with the war. We don't know what's going on with so many things, but this is always what happens in a bear market. You have all these events, right? And it seems like the world's falling, and then it's like, oh, you know, this is happening, crypto's going to zero. It's the same story every single cycle. And this is what bear markets, this is why they're bear markets, right? You have big dumps, you have price dumping, you have people getting worried, you have, you know, everybody running for the hills. And, you know, the smart people take advantage of that. Now, we don't know how low it'll go. We don't know how long this is going to last for. But if all you can do is look at past cycles and look at history, and there's not that much history, right? Like Bitcoin's really only been around for like 15 years. And really like the cryptocurrency industry as a whole, really like 12 years, right? Because for the first, you know, 4 years, it's just Bitcoin. So now the entire industry is growing. There's so many positive things, but you know, there's also a lot of things that are holding that price down. And if Bitcoin starts dumping really hard, man, I think you're going to see the Michael Saylors and the big whales like licking their fingers trying to get as much as they can. So anyway, that's some of the biggest stories today. That's probably why the price is dumping so bad. You have the stuff with the war. You have guys stepping down from positions. You have, you know, it's the nature of the beast, man. People like to sell red and they like to buy green. And we'll see what happens over the next week. Hopefully, you know, the best case scenario is we start figuring out some kind of resolutions with the war, because we saw directly the minute that there was any type of good news about us trying to like negotiate or fix this problem we have with what's going on overseas with the war, we saw an immediate price spike, right? We saw everybody, it's like the lowest approval rating for any war in the US history. It's the lowest approval rating. So, you know, I mean, I should tell you something, right? Nobody really wants to be there. And the sooner we get that figured out, I think the better for the entire world, really. And yeah. Anyway, yeah, some other news, which is kind of not really related, but it is related, is so I guess the US used Pakistan, I think it is, to get a bunch of tankers through the Straits of Hormuz. So they basically Trojan horsed them with Pakistan flags, right? And they got, I think it was like 10 tankers full of oil through the Straits of Hormuz that are coming to the US. So, you know, he kind of pulled a little a slick move there, but you know, now Pakistan's kind of like now that they're not going to give them any more oil, right? So we'll see what happens with that. Who knows what you know, our government or what we have up our sleeve. But we will see in the coming weeks. Aside from that, guys, just keep your eye out. Make sure you guys are nice to each other. That's the daily news for the day. Tomorrow we will be back with what's going down every single day. Make sure you like and subscribe. Much love, guys. Say bye. Peace. See you guys tomorrow. Peace. Much love.